Good evening, everybody. This is the 10th of February. This is Spencer Keck with the Hillbilly Think Tank, and I am the educated hillbilly. No, that's not an oxymoron. Don't call me a moron. All right, y'all. I'm coming at you live from Tunnel Hills here in Kentucky, where besides bleeding red, white, and blue, we are dedicated to the promise of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And we are dedicated to serving with honor. Nothing's better for the soul than serving our neighbors with love and care. And in that vein, I'm not sure if y'all have been catching on to the fact that freedom from buying balderdash from a balding bombastic billionaire month is going well. We're into the 10th day of it. Bezos' stocks are down. Now I have a question though, to Kentucky. Will the dog whistles keep working? I'm amazed and befuddled that all the heirs of Mitch McConnell can do is tear down each other, but constantly claiming that one GOP candidate is harsher on diversity, equity, and inclusion than the other candidate. They have no plans, from what I can tell, to employ Kentuckians to build better infrastructure. I-65 between Hardin County and Jefferson County is one of the most dangerous roads for me to take my motorcycle out on, because there's so many enormous potholes on that highly traveled national corridor of commerce and tourism. Now, a ride down Dixie Highway becomes lethal with potholes as soon as you hit Jefferson County. But have we heard any of the guardians of the pedophiles candidates talk about their plan to spend our taxpayers' dollars on state and national infrastructure? Nope. The power grid nationwide has needed a whole overhaul and upgrade for decades. Our growing population demands the transfer of higher amounts of energy on a daily basis, a minute by minute, and our power grid is not adequate to protect us from sabotage by bad actors. But have you heard Nate Morris or Andy Barr even mention how tax dollars should be invested in this? Nope. Now, renewing our decrepit infrastructure provides many good paying jobs for Kentuckians, but they cannot stop trying to outdo the White House in the use of dog whistles. As I said, dog whistles, instead of speaking honestly about their lack of a plan to make our roads, our power grids, our decaying bridges newer and better. Now, Dementia Don tried to use the shrillest dog whistle of them all when he liked and reposted a meme of Barack and Michelle Obama. If you saw that, depicting them as apes. And there is no offensive use of rage bait and race baiting that he will not subscribe to. This was the same racist trope that got the Hardin County, Kentucky Republican Party in hot water when one of the local party members posted it on the local party website. It was so atrocious that the state and national GOP called them to the carpet over that racist post. But we did get a mea culpa at least out of them. Have we heard that from the White House? No, just a doubling down and then acting like, wasn't me. Yeah, we're not stupid. So are we surprised with this? With the failure for the White House to stop the dog whistles and the racist tropes and memes? Are we surprised that our national two front runners in the state for the party seem to have only to be able to use dog whistles as their biggest plans for Kentucky, which is no plan at all for building a strong future with a strong economy. Kentucky has 1,157 crumbling bridges that our citizens and tourists drive over every day, and another 3,100 functionally obsolete bridges. Now, this is a very large opportunity to employ Kentuckians and work that would help all of us. But all the guardians of the pedophiles can do is to tell us that Black History Month is evil. And as that Andy Barr ad tells us, yeah, make me hate my neighbor so that I ignore the fact that you have no plan for the working class. Now, I served proudly for over 20 years in our Navy and Marine Corps team and deployments and outposts around the world and in the good old USA. The military I served in was proud of its diversity, its equal opportunities for all of us to be the best America has to offer, and it included people from every walk of life imaginable. Not once did I feel that having diversity in the military hurt my ability to get all of our missions accomplished that the nation gave us. And that service that I gave so much of my life to, from 1990 to 2014, that took me all over the world. And what did I find out? Oh, I found out that I could work with anybody and everybody. Now, I loved it when I found out that some of the folks I worked with, wherever I was stationed, if I found out they were Kentuckians, oh man, how happy was I? Very, normally. But I also found that the only folks who worked hillbilly hard, like, my fellow hillbillies and me from this state, were more often not the immigrants in my units. They knew they had to scrap and work hard to make it. I love that type of spirit and work ethic. It was those immigrants in the military, along with my fellow hillbillies in the military. We got the job done. We didn't shirk our duties. We didn't complain. That just taught me a lot about life and a lot about what makes America great. And that is our diversity. The fact that we have people from everywhere and we could all get together in the military, wear the same uniform, and see each other as being great Americans. That's all we look for. Do you work hard? Do you fight hard? Are you a great American? So that scrappy attitude that I saw in immigrants and that great work ethic, that's what I've always thought of, Kentuckians being like. And it is. So here in Hardin County, we have some of the same type of stuff going on. We have an amazing combination of veterans, farmers, laborers, white collar workers from many different backgrounds all over this county. And I say we have a leg up in the arena of having multiple perspectives on any problem that can be thrown our way. And we can use those multiple perspectives to solve everything that we need to. We know that our multiple diversity, that's our strength. It's not an evil or a weakness. We gave the world the Lincoln family and the Master Chief Carl Bashir family, right? Both the Lincoln family and the Bashir family were hard scrabble farmers, according to their myth and legend. Now, it is that hard scrabble grit. That's what makes Hardin County great. And it is a beacon for our state and for our nation. In Hardin County, we have General Braddock to brag about, who served in combat with George Washington and earned his freedom from slavery by being a brave and skilled warrior for this state and this nation. We don't need Andy Barr telling us that commemorating General Braddock at 117 West Dixie Avenue in Elizabethtown, Kentucky is evil. It is a beautiful part of our country's colorful history and our county's colorful history. Finally, Hardin County, we need to be able to keep on improving our infrastructure. Our current road improvements, they need to continue, as many of our roadways are now far better than many parts of Jefferson County. But we also need a social infrastructure. We need county parks where our youth, our work-weary adults, and our elders can all go to unwind and socialize without emptying our pocketbooks. So many folks, when they feel they have nothing to do, they turn to drugs as recreation. But safe parks, they provide something to do that also fills our mind and our lungs with clean Hardin County air. So let's build the Hardin County and the Kentucky that our best angels know that we can. Not the dark one with dog whistles and nasty White House memes. We're not trying to build that Kentucky or that nation. All right, let's see who we got on here tonight. Copycats. Cool. Yeah. Sorry. Just went live later than I meant to. It's been a great few days. My wife's had today off, so I didn't start at 6. We were enjoying time together. All right. Copycat says, my neighbor is an immigrant and he worked hard on fixing up that old house. Him and his friends sing and laugh while working long hours. It's impressive work ethics. Yeah. And in the military, I had to put in some long hours, especially in Navy medicine. And it was my immigrant. I was the head of the medical department, and the guy that served right under me, he was an immigrant from Central America. He was the only one that could keep up with me. The other folks born in America that were in my department, they couldn't keep up. And we had to work long hours to make it work. But hey, that taught me a lot about what diversity can do, what that tenacity means. Hey, Steve is here. Steve, I don't think it will. I think his own followers are just phoning it in as much as he is at this point. Yeah. I'm hoping that you're right. I'm hoping these dog whistles that I keep seeing, one after another on TV during the news hour and other times, I hope that they don't work. Hardin County and Kentucky, we're better than that. We have a much better history than that. Like I said, this is the county that gave us the Lincoln family. Abe Lincoln was born in Hardin County. The part that he's born in is broke off later into a different county, but he was born in Lincoln County. And other family members of his were from Hardin County. So, we know what it means to be hard scrabble, hard workers, and to build a community off of that. And that's what we're going to do. So, Steve, Copycats, appreciate y'all making it on here. And, if everyone would please like and subscribe, make a few comments down there in the bottom of the post. I need to get, the word out because I am running for Hardin County Magistrate District 3. I hope folks will vote for me. And let's make this the Hardin County that we know it is and can be. Kentucky, united we stand, divided we fall. We are our brother's keeper and our sister's keeper. We love our neighbors as ourselves here in Kentucky and here in Hardin County. Bless our corazón. And you can interpret that as bless our heart. All right, y'all. Have a great night, and I hope all your snow is melting. We just got a nice 72-degree day today. Then some rain came in. I think that probably washed all the 6 or 8 inches of ice and snow that we had away. Man, what a good time that is. Should be a better drive tomorrow. Hopefully it won't be too much mud getting out of the drive, but all right. Again, y'all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the night. Sorry it's so late.
Are you cold? Are you cold? Oh my God.